If you're anything like me, you've probably seen the videos out there that say that journaling is going to completely change your life. You've probably seen all the beautiful pictures of aesthetic journal spreads, and you've probably bought a journal. Most likely you've bought multiple journals only to go home, open the journal, write an entry, and never come back. Or maybe you do come back and you find yourself staring at the blank page, not able to remember anything that you did today, even though you're pretty sure that you've been alive for the past 16 hours. Trust me, I've been there. That's why in this video, I'm sharing my journaling tips, all the ones that help me get past all the overwhelming feelings and just enjoy the journaling process. No fancy spreads, no pressure, just ways to make the journaling process work for you. First, you want to start small. You can do one of two things. You can write just 1 or 2 sentences a day, or you can set a timer for 5 minutes and just write until the timer goes off. I like the sentence method. It could be something as simple as, I got the best parking spot in front of my apartment today. Or I was super annoyed because the sun was directly in my eye line as I drove home. Or it could be that I saw a cat on my walk today and it had a cute little air tag, and I thought to myself, oh my god, what if we had a really cool app that tracked all the neighborhood cats and you could just see them explore the neighborhood. There is an app that exists like this, but it's for sharks. Really good app, I highly recommend. And once you've been doing this exercise for a few days, you're gonna get a feel for how much you like to write and also how often you're going to wanna write. For me, my main goal in journaling is memory keeping and record keeping. So for me, it's really valuable to have one sentence that I wrote in the middle of the night 5 years ago to look at and reflect on and just be amazed that there was a moment of time that was captured there. I find it very interesting to know what I was thinking at 3:55 a.m. in 2019 when things were still bad. If this kind of journaling appeals to you, the kind where you just write a few sentences about your day or an observation about your day and you just move on and you're really just trying to memory keep, if that sort of journaling is your vibe, then I recommend getting one of the 3 or 5 year journals. Now, the one that I have that I'm going to be using for the next 3 years is the Midori 3-year journal. What I love is that these journals are organized so you can see exactly what you were doing on that day over 3 or 5 years. That is just incredible. But if you are more of a yapper, of somebody who wants to use a lot more space in your journal, somebody who wants to maybe write out all of their thoughts and process things and just needs a lot of space to write, then I recommend getting a Hobonichi Techo, especially if you think that you are going to want to write every single day. They are dated notebooks. It's kind of a planner line, but a lot of people use these notebooks to journal. So I would recommend the Hobonichi Techo if you are a daily journaler and you know that you're gonna want to write about a page for each entry. And if you don't want to write every single day, just get an undated notebook. Pretty much any undated notebook works. My personal recommendation would be any of the Leuchtturm notebooks. I think that the paper is really high quality. They work pretty well with fountain pens, and I like the hard covers, and I like that they kind of come in a soft cover too. So you can pretty much find a size and medium that works for everyone. Next is getting over perfectionism. The truth is, journaling doesn't have to be perfect. And in fact, some of the greatest journals in history, I'm thinking Roman emperor turned modern philosophical bestseller Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, for example. That journal wasn't even meant to be read. And it turns out that even the most powerful man in the Roman Empire still has existential crises. In Meditations, he gives himself advice. He uses the page to figure out what he thinks about life and about philosophy. Also, if you happen to see this book on your friends or brothers or guys' house's bookshelf, ask them if they're doing okay. And maybe don't ask them about their favorite podcast if you're trying to protect your peace. But the point is that journals are messy. They are used as a tool to reflect on your life and your thoughts about life. They're full of advice that the authors gave themselves. And as Marcus Aurelius is to Sigma grindset guys, Sylvia Plath is to kind of goth existential crisis girls. In the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath, she talks about her struggles with men, with growing up, with the struggle of having to commit to a life and career. She writes about her frustrations just like all of us do. Even modern celebrities have journals. Taylor Swift released some of her journals with one of her album releases, and I wanted to show y'all because if you look at her journal, it's pretty simple. It's not trying to be the most perfect, neat piece of written word ever released. It's just her journal. You can see that her thoughts are messy, that they're sometimes unorganized, that she draws arrows. And that's because our thoughts aren't perfect. Our thoughts are messy. And our journals are a reflection of that. And not only is it okay, it's beautiful. There's beauty in imperfection. So embrace it. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. You're not releasing this to the world. And think of it this way. If it is released to the world, you'll be long gone. Honestly, it's kind of messed up that some of these people didn't want their journals to be released and they're out here being released. Kind of not ethical. And speaking of celebrities, the next tip is keep it real. Journaling doesn't have to be poetic or deep. It can be as simple as what you did or ate that day. It's not about making art. It's about capturing moments, little slivers of time. And if one day they happen to be art, well, they happen to be art. But thinking about it with that artistic intention puts a lot of unnecessary pressure on ourselves. And it's better to just relax and write the things that made you happy that day, write the thoughts that you have about life today, and keep it real, keep it simple. Okay, the next tip is to set yourself up for success. This is mostly for all my ADHD girlies out here who struggle with having routine in their life. Some of us like to have a sporadic, chaotic life. We are the daughters of entropy. We love chaos. And we really struggle with maintaining a routine and even building habits. So for my ADHD girlies out there, I have one simple trick for you to have a journaling habit. And it is extremely simple, but you have to stick to it and you have to do it. And it is setting a reminder on your phone. It is extremely simple. It is extremely effective. You can just ignore the reminder, but the fact that the reminder is there, and if you remember your why you wanted to start journaling, if you even set it up as an alarm and you put your why under there, I promise you that you will be more inclined to actually continue the habit. And that's the goal. The goal is to journal for it to make you happy, for it to add value to your life. If you are feeling like you don't want to journal for a little bit and you want to take a break and you're ignoring those notifications, that's okay too. That's okay too. But the point is that those notifications will be there to remind you that, hey, your journal, it exists, and you should probably use it if you still care. Please take the time to right now go into your calendar app and set up a recurring event for 8 p.m. every single day. That's when mine is set up. Just remember that your journal exists. You have a journal now. Your alarm just went off. It's time to write. You're staring at the blank page. What do you write about? It's pretty simple. What did you do today? Did you stay at home and work from home in your pajamas? Write that. Did you procrastinate going to the grocery store all day? Write that. It really can be that simple. But I do have a list of prompts here that you can use to kind of get you started. So this first prompt, it's a classic. If you look this stuff up online, you're gonna see this as like the number one prompt, but it is highly effective. It is a gratitude journal. Write one thing or 3 things that you're grateful for. What's something good that happened to you today? Do a little mood check for yourself. How are you feeling today? Why are you feeling like that? I really like writing about observations, and it helps me be a little bit more observant about life. If you've ever gone to a comedy show, you'll notice that a lot of comedians will just point out funny or weird observations about life. And so try doing that for a little while and see what you come up with. You might come up with some pretty good material. So just think about what's one funny or weird thing that you noticed today. And on the other side of that coin, what are some things that annoyed or angered you today? Write that down. You can write goals down, something that you achieved, a small win for the day. Or you could keep it really, really simple and just write about something that you enjoyed. Like, are you enjoying what you're reading right now? What video game you're playing? What TV show you've been watching? What movie you saw recently? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Write down your thoughts. And I know you can find a lot of journaling prompts like these online for free, and you can find pretty creative ones out there too, so you can peruse and see if you find any that you like. But if you're more of the kind of mental health, self-reflective type of journaler and you want to journal to try to get to know yourself a little bit better, then I do have a recommendation for you. It's a little mirrored card because they're for self-reflection. It's the self-reflection edition of the We're Not Really Strangers card game. You know, it has like those conversation starters. These are really, really cute. I'm gonna randomly pick a few of them and read them as the prompts so you can see if this kind of prompt is something that you would be into writing about. This one says, "What have I always accepted as true that turned out to be false?" It's pretty good. The other one says, "What can I be kinder towards myself for today?" And the last one I have says, "In what ways do I want to be like the people that raised me? What's important for me to avoid repeating?" Like, these are pretty deep, y'all. A little too deep for me, to be honest. And my last tip for y'all is to be okay with the blank space. If you have a daily journal and you found that your alarm went off, but you're at the bar with friends, or you're at a dinner, or you're watching a movie, or you're still at work, and you can't really journal, or you can't be bothered to journal, that's okay. The blank spaces in your journal are part of your story too. They show that you've been out there living your life and that you're not just at home every single day like some of us are. And if you want to go back and do some back journaling of your empty entries, you can totally do that. There's no rules. There's nobody looking over your shoulder telling you that you're cheating because you're back filling an entry on your journal. It doesn't really work like that. It's totally okay. Learn to live with the blank spaces. They're part of your story too. There's no need to be perfect. The journal's all for you anyway. Journaling, it's not about rules. It's about enjoying the process. It's about having a document that is a reflection of you and your life and the moments that you've captured throughout your life. It shouldn't be something that gives you a lot of pressure, that makes you feel bad about yourself. And if writing isn't really your thing, then that's totally okay too. There's lots of other ways that you can journal. I mean, people do memory keeping with like junk journaling. I've made a previous video on junk journaling before. You pretty much take like old ticket stubs or receipts or stickers, and you have like a kind of collage of like ephemera that you put on the page. And that's one way that people do memory keeping, or that they just like to decorate their journal because it gives them joy and it's relaxing. And those videos are super, super fun to watch. So that's one thing that you can do. There's these like Polaroid picture printers. So you can print pictures, you can paste them, you can write a small little caption about what you did. That's another option. And there's lots of other ways that you can journal. If you don't want to actually write sentences, you could just write lists of things. You could write like a list of things that you like enjoyed that day, or you could write a list of your skincare, or it doesn't really matter, right? Like, the journal is for you and it's to capture moments of your life. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comments if you are going to start a journaling habit in 2025 and what your first entry is going to be about. And if you like me and my content, then please drop me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy 2025, Happy New Year, and happy journaling.